Avoidants come running back when they realize that they lost somebody who saw them, who accepted them, and loved them unconditionally for the way that they are. And when they finally realize that this person is most likely not going to come back, that is when it all hits them and they realize the major mistake that they made in allowing this avoidant attachment style to continue to run rampant. This is the wake up call that they essentially get, right? They have for so long felt that their reasoning for the way that they are was justified, right? They can continue to be this way, and they thought that every person around them was just going to abide by that and essentially endorse this way of being. But what tends to happen is that you are going to hit a breaking point, right? Everyone's going to get to a breaking point where they are just tired of someone continuously doing things that they know is going to harm a relationship and not actively trying to work on that. And that's what typically ends up happening in a relationship with an avoidant. But what ends up happening is that they never contemplate the magnitude of losing you, right? They legitimately think that you are going to readily be available for them for when they are finally over this avoidant attachment style and they want to try to get back with you and work on things finally. But when you are showing signs of that not happening, they realize that not only are they losing you, they are not going to be able to replicate that same connection that they had with you with somebody else. And this causes them to essentially go into a panic because they don't want that, right? As much as they want to avoid feeling emotions and feeling vulnerable and all these different things that they're using this avoidance to shed themselves from having to feel all of that, they do want to be in a relationship with you and they want you in their life because, again, you are genuinely showing them love and care, and they do feel that at some type of level. They just essentially keep allowing this avoidant attachment style to consistently get in the way of you guys being able to grow together and, doing things that need to be done in order for the relationship to be healthy. And that's what typically ends up causing them to really start to want to run back to you because they realize again that they've made such a major mistake and they want to try to resolve all of this so that they can get you back in their life. And this typically all is triggered by some type of emotional flooding, by some event, right? Either something happened in their life that was unexpected that caused them to kind of bring down that avoidant wall and to start to really feel all of those emotions that they've been suppressing down, or something has even reminded them of you and they've realized how valuable you were in their life and how they played a major role in why you guys couldn't have that connection and to continue have the relationship going. Whatever that might be for specifically them, this really causes them to again be woken up to the realization that things are not the way that they've been looking at it, right? A lot of times avoidants create this facade as to what's happening in their life and all these different things because they use this to convince themselves as to why they are justified for being an avoidant. But that veil is going to come down at some point in time, right? There's only so long that they're going to be able to continuously utilize that and not have to address the elephant in the room, and that is this avoidant attachment style has really caused them to have difficult relationships and for them to not open up and express emotions to their partners, which is causing them to never get really close to them and ultimately having the relationship fade out. And this is something that they have to really address right in the moment. And this typically ends up being even more reinforced when they see you thriving again, right? When they see you out there doing your own thing, maybe you're with somebody else or dating again. And what that signifies to them again is that you were never the problem, right? You were doing everything that you possibly could to try to make this relationship work with this person, and they just simply were not allowing it to happen. So when they see you out there happy and enjoying your life without them, they really have to look internally and realize how much this has really hindered them, right? That could be them, right? That could have been both of you having a great time together, doing the things that you want to do, creating so many loving memories in which you wanted to do with them, but they just simply would not allow themselves to get there because they either felt vulnerable or whatever it might have been that has caused them to kind of pull away in that sense. So this essentially, in a nutshell, all of this ends up hitting them all at once and floods them with a bunch of emotions. And they finally realize how much of a mistake that it was just letting you go and not at least trying to work on things. And this is what typically causes them to try to run back into your life again. And it's so important for you to be strong here and to really ask yourself, do you want to entertain this, right? I'm not saying that you can't work things out with this person. Maybe they finally woken up and you guys can try to work things out and have a healthy relationship at some point in time. But you have to ask yourself, how many chances have you given this person and they've just shown you that time and time again that they're not willing to change, that they're only doing it as a temporary thing to just get you back in their life. And then once they got you and they feel comfortable, they go right back into doing the things that they've done as an avoidant. And this is something that you really need to answer and stick to, right? Because you don't deserve to have to go through all of this and to finally start to move on and heal and just go in a different direction in your life that's making you feel happy, just to have them come back into your life with a potential, a maybe of them being able to work things out. And you got to get to a point where you may have to say, like, I have to put up a boundary. Like, maybe you are going to change, but I need to move on. It's just a little too late that they've gone and trying to actually make this work. And they've had so many different chances to try to do this in the relationship. And even after when you guys first initially broke up, whatever that answer is for you, again, it's important for you to actually listen to yourself here and do what you know is best for you. I hope that you did enjoy today's video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.